Hello and welcome to the Dark Souls 3 boss tier list. Today we are going to be ranking the boss fights of pretty much my personal opinion, having played through the game twice, and which bosses I enjoyed the least to the most, and which ones were boring even if difficult, or good if difficult. So really, we're going to start from the top right here, the Champion Gundyr. I'm going to put him as a good fight. As a beginner, he is very aggressive, which can make the fight difficult, especially if you don't know your healing windows. And I struggled with him my first time around, but my second time around I had learned through playing and guides that parrying him can make a huge difference. So I practiced parrying a lot on Ayudex's moveset, which is very similar except for the fact Champion Gundyr doesn't transform into that horrendous monster. So we're going to put him at good because he's just good. I can say that I don't quite remember this boss right here. I don't remember this fight. I might have missed it. So what we can do is just put it at bad because I either didn't find it or don't remember it. Aldrich, Devourer of Lords. This can be a pretty difficult fight your first time around, but you know, when you learn how to dodge his arrow moves and his magic move and kind of figure out where he teleports, it isn't all too bad. I wouldn't say it's like a super memorable fight. I'd actually put him below Champion Gundyr. So he's going to go right here in acceptable. The second one we're going to do is the Champion's Gravetender, which I actually missed my first time through and did not fight. And then when I did fight it, it wasn't all too bad the second time around. So I'm going to place it here at bad with the one that I actually will put that one down at trash because I did miss that one. Ayudex, you know, the guy that turns most casual people away from this game, I would assume. He's really not that bad. Pretty much, like, once you're not new to the game, he's pretty much just a walk in the park. I'm also going to put him at acceptable because it's not like he's a bad boss fight. Up next, we have Osiros, the Consumed King. I'm actually going to put this at good, actually above Champion Gundyr, mainly because his fight's kind of cool. His arena's a little bit weird, but the weird lore and voice lines he gives during the fight kind of add some atmosphere to it, which I very much so enjoy. So we'll put him there. Sister Freed. That fight is going to be put at great. It's difficult. It's got 3 phases, one of which having 2 people to fight in it, but it's an overall very memorable fight, and I enjoyed it both times around, even though the first time I got my butt handed to me multiple times. By multiple times, I mean probably like 30 plus times. It's been a while since I've played through this game in its entirety. I'll probably end up doing it again here soon because it is a lot of fun. Soul of Cinder. We're actually just going to put him at acceptable under Ayudex because I didn't struggle with him even my first time around once I had gotten used to the game. Like, I feel like he was a fairly, like, basic final boss. The design is cool, but I mean, I just wasn't overall excited to do that boss fight, not because of the difficulty, but because he's got a fairly basic moveset, and it's just kind of underwhelming when you beat him on your, I think it was my 7th try on my first ever playthrough, so we're just going to put him at acceptable. Crystal Sage, bad fight. Didn't like the boss, don't like the design, and overall just not super memorable for me, even though it's kind of a main boss that you do have to go through. It's not really missable because you need to fight it to get to several areas. Dark Eater Midir. I will say the Ring City DLC is probably my favorite out of the 2. And as hard as that fight was, losing 60 plus times, which was harder than Sister Freed in my opinion, it is an overall beautifully designed arena and fight. Sometimes his moves can feel a bit random at times, but you know, we're going to stick him at Masterpiece. Also, another one we're going to stick at Masterpiece is, of course, the Dancer. Overall fun fight, fun movesets to get used to, and if you're not careful and you don't know what you're doing on your first playthrough, you can accidentally trigger it like I did, and then you got to fight this thing kind of in that area normally. So I actually left him alone and went back later on when I was more powerful. Overall wasn't too bad. This one right here doesn't have a name, and I'm not all too familiar with it, and I can't remember it. I might be silly for not remembering it, but because of that, we're going to put it at trash with this one down here that I missed and don't remember. Vort, again, an acceptable boss fight and wasn't too difficult, especially if you get the deep axe or the deep battle axe there. So it's usually not that bad of a fight, I mean. So next up we have Pontiff Sullivan, which we're actually going to put him at great because he's a fight that really almost broke me, because the first time I fought him I thought he was super difficult, but once you get used to his relatively, I guess basic moveset, it's not too hard, and you can parry him, which also helps when you practice your parrying. I'm not the greatest at it, but I can pull off some parries, and it helps a lot with fights like him and Champion and Iudex and Soul of Cinder, because you can parry him too. And then Nameless King going up in Masterpiece. He's going to go above Dancer though. I mean, that's the fight that everybody thought was the hardest Souls boss for the longest time, and then the Ring City DLC came out and really slapped that in the face. Slave Knight Gale, we'll actually skip Yorm for a second and go to Slave Knight Gale because he's one of the other big bosses of the Ring City DLC. And I'm actually going to put him at Great, but he's going to go at the top of the Great list above Sister Fried. Very hard movesets to get used to and dodge times and patterns, and also 3 phases, which can be quite difficult. Demon Prince is actually another great fight. He's going to go above Pontiff but below Sister Fried. Just the whole, you gotta kind of beat the bosses very close to each other, and then the Demon Prince comes out and you gotta fight him. Thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, no, pretty much he goes at a great. We're actually gonna put him good above Champion but below Osiros, because I kind of like that he's part of one of the characters' quest lines, and he's kind of like the Rykard fight in Elden Ring, where there's kind of a gimmick to it, but the Storm Ruler is just an awesome weapon to use against him, and it makes the fight feel very cinematic at times, especially when you're new and you didn't realize that there was a weapon to use to fight him until someone told you about it, and then you beat the boss fight first try after that. Old Demon King, he's gonna go at bad in my opinion, but he's gonna be the top of the bad category. Struggled a lot with him for no reason, and he's kind of just, I feel like he's just kind of placed there. I know that, I feel like there's a lot of people that like that fight, and I just don't. The Ancient Wyvern, another bad fight and kind of unnecessary in my opinion. Ooh, we're gonna, drop attack him off a cliff. So that's really what I feel about that. And then Dragon Slayer Armor, he's a good fight. I'll put him below Champion though. I just think like the aesthetic of his fight's really cool, and then when you get to, I think it's the second phase, all those weird flying creatures come around, and it kind of adds a level of danger to the fight, as if Dragon Slayer Armor's not dangerous enough. But yeah, no. That fight, definitely a good solid 20-30 tries. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Lothric Younger Prince. This, in my opinion, is on the low end of a masterpiece, just because overall the fight is super cool, and the fact that you kind of got to beat the younger guy to win the fight, otherwise he just keeps bringing the other guy back, is pretty cool. Deacons of the Deep trash. Hate that fight. I think it's stupid. But yeah, no. The Lothric Younger Priest fight is just, I liked it a lot, even though it was difficult for me my first time around. So, Cursed Rotted Greatwood is also a bad fight in my opinion, but above Crystal Sage. Just didn't have fun my first time around in this fight because it was hard for me to hit where I needed to when I first played through. Still kind of is for me, I'm not afraid to say that. And just an overall boring fight. Same with High Lord Wolnir. I mean, he's an easy fight, but he'll go above Curse Routed. But honestly, it's just also kind of boring at the same time. And of course, for our last one on this tier list, we have the Abyss Watchers, which they are in fact a masterpiece fight. I think it's cool that the whole first phase, like, there's multiple Abyss Watchers that fight with each other, and cool fight, especially when you get to the second phase and he's got the flaming sword or whatever, and it's super cool. But yeah, that's my tier list. It's a relatively short one this time around. I would like to do more and post more to the channel, and I'm going to try doing that more frequently. It's just things have been getting in the way lately, and yeah. But we're gonna call it here. Take in the tier list and leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment below. In the comment section below, I should say, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next video. Also catch my live streams every Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And occasionally I throw a bonus stream in there, which you should get a notification if you're subscribed. And if you join this stream, you can always join my Discord channel, which has a notification every time I go live, even if it's a surprise stream. So on that note, have a great evening, morning, night, wherever you are, whatever time it is, and have a great day. Bye.